We live in quite a world right now. Some things are bizarre. A lot of things are bizarre right now, you know. Do you ever look at what's happening around you right now, you know, and this is coming, I think this can apply to anybody right now who isn't 5 years old, you know. Anyone who's older than 5 can kind of relate to this, but the world that we once knew seems to be no longer what it is today. And it's a little bit disturbing, you know. I have to mind my P's and Q's on YouTube in regards to why I think these things are disturbing, but um, I'd like to talk about it with you guys. So recently, and I'm just sharing news articles with no opinion. Let's see. As we know, President Joe Biden gave a mandate to federal employees um, that they must be vaccinated in order to uh, keep their jobs. And that goes within every field that the executive branch lords over, right? And if you're here right now, please like tap a one or say hey or what's up so that I know that you're here. But I don't really want to get too deep into this because apparently the internet police have a problem with opinion. But just within itself, I think it's quite dystopian that we live in these times right now where we've read about them in sci-fi novels, or it's Orwellian what we're living right now. This is 1984, no? And everybody knows that's what it is right now. And you know how we know that's what it is right now? Because we can't say that's what it is right now. That's how we really know. Hey, Spotum. Hey, Tito. Thank you for joining the live. But are we living in 1984? I think we've been for a while, you know, but I do believe there's this culmination of events that have occurred over the past, I would say like 11 years. But right now it's getting super hot. Like, let's say that, hey, the Great Gazoo, hey, HM, let's say that, you know, let's equate the world to a pressure cooker right now, right? And all this time it's been sitting and stewing and brewing, but nobody has been really paying attention to the flame or the heat from it. So it's at that point where the lid is about to blow off. Am I the only one feeling this right now? 1990, hello. Yeah, 1990 was something too. But does anyone else feel that way? Like, where are we with this right now? Like, nothing that I've known that's given me peace growing up or in my younger life prior to this experience, everything seems so disjointed and literally like season 6 of Black Mirror. You know, you look at so many different articles right now, and we'll talk about that too if you want to. I'm just going to open up the panel if anybody wants to hop on. But what is going on right now, you know? All right. So here's a little story. All y'all know I'm from New York. I live in Brooklyn. And I'm basically born and bred, been here most of my life. Um, I remember growing up in the 80s, right? And it was like there was so much violence from like the crack wars and the crack epidemic here, you know? But it was still kind of logical in a very weird way. Like, you kind of, if you were from the hood, you understood the rules of engagement, things that can happen, collateral damage, and then you kind of learn how to navigate around it so that you don't die, right? But now in New York, what I'm feeling is something totally different that I've never experienced. And there's like this illogic, there's this chaos of random acts of violence, people in discontent, mental illness, not understanding why they do the things that they do, desperation all across the board. And it is very, very difficult to navigate. Hey, Identity Withheld. Thank you. Thank you so much for dropping by. No, you know what? I still have to work for a living. So, I work for myself, but, I still got bills to pay. And until I can get some space freed up, I can work on the channel and be out here more, but I got to work. So, hey, Tito, I don't know how old you are, but this is like, Tito, you're right. This is totally like the fall of Rome. That is exactly what I feel. And it's the chaos, and it's like this energy bubbling up underneath the surface right now, the spiritual energy, if you want to go there. But if you're in tune to like certain kinds of energy, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's a very dark, bad energy bubbling up underneath the surface that's compelling people to be really fucking weird right now. And it's making me uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Dippin', thanks for coming through, baby. All right, I'm gonna put this link down because I don't want this to be a me conversation. I actually want to hear what's happening in your cities and where you guys are, and if you feel this weirdness too. We're living in a very dystopian era, and I'm not entirely comfortable with it. I will be honest with you. As much as I love sci-fi, I'm a sci-fi geek. I am such a sci-fi geek that I have a Millennium Falcon bottle opener on my keychain. And that's the only keychain that I have. I'm a weirdo like that. But yeah, all empires do fall. But this chaos, though, it's whoo. I mean, it might have happened before, but I don't know. Let me put this chat link down. Share, no, invite, copy to clipboard. Yay. So if anybody wants to come in, you can hop on and we can talk, and you can tell me about what's happening in your neck of the woods and how you feel about the current climate in the area that you live in. It might not just be the States, There are things happening in other countries where people are really weirded out about it, like in Nigeria today, where folks can't go to the bank or go to church unless they get vaccinated, you know? I hope I don't get shut down for saying that, but it's true. I watched the press conference today about that. So I don't know. We live in really strange times, man. I think the worst thing that I probably could have ever done is download the Citizens app onto my phone. So I am aware of the insane crimes happening throughout my city. And yeah, that's quite possibly the worst thing that I could have done right now. I think there is something to be said about ignorance being bliss, but it's also kind of important to see how things are shifting and changing, and the types of quote crimes, end quote, people are committing these days. And it's like in my city in particular, I can't speak for anyone else's, but there's so many acts of desperation, and there are so many people with mental illnesses here. Maybe they've been struggling with it before. Maybe I know some programs got cut during COVID and they're wandering around homeless and needing help. But then you've got people that just can't cope with the fact that they didn't make as much money as they did 5 years ago, and they're tripping. So it's like this chaos that's brewing, and it makes me a little bit uncomfortable, you know? So if anybody wants to hop on, I would love to hear your thoughts. This is an impromptu live, you know? How do you guys feel about Joe Biden's mandate for federal employees and companies with more than 100 employees? But then on the flip, Congress is exempt from that mandate, and so is the judiciary branch. They don't have to deal with that, and neither do any of the employees of their branches, because an executive order doesn't control those two houses or those two branches. But like, how do you guys feel about that? No opinion? All right. Well, that's fine. But I'll tell you what, though, it's a little bit problematic. Not for the reasons that most people would think, like, oh, they're trying to take away my bodily autonomy freedoms. And I know that I'm giving people like way way too much not respect is not the word, but I'm giving them way too much credit to phrase it like that. But you know, the problem I think is, what about things like people that can't take the vaccination because of medical reasons? I'm not even going to get into religious reasons because, that's a very gray and weird area to me, But in terms of like health reasons, you do have people out there that can't take the vaccinations because of, allergies or being immunocompromised, or so many different reasons why, or just being like under 12. There are so many reasons why people can't take it. But these mandates are kind of contradicting for folks that can't take it for like invisible disabilities or medical reasons. It contradicts the American Disabilities Act. And no one is really talking about that. So what are people who have disabilities that can't get vaccinated, what are they supposed to do? HM, you think they're pandering to both sides? I don't know what they're doing. Well, I have ideas, but damn it. You know what? I love freedom of speech and I want to really speak my speech, but I know how this platform feels about voicing things, but they are pandering to both sides, Tito says, if I hop on with my laptop, will it have a reverb? I don't know. You know what? The reverb, it depends on whether or not you have, are you on speaker? Do you have like, an internal mic or an external mic? Hop on and find out. And if you do have reverb, I'll let you know, but when you're done speaking, just mute it. I guess that's the best that we can do. So if you want to hop on, hop on. Okay, cool. Tito's here. Oh, yeah, Tito Z. That's the best that we can do.
Is it reverb?
Oh yeah, you're kind of, you have
Oh yeah, Tito Z. Yeah, I hear you.
I hear you too, but I think you might have, oh yeah, you're kind of, if you have the YouTube tab up, you might want to exit out because I'm hearing myself replay. Uh-oh, Tito left. Okay, maybe he'll be back. Hey Max, thanks for dropping through. Right. Tito, when you hop onto StreamYard, you have to turn off your YouTube because that's what's like replaying, and it creates like a very uncomfortable audio experience for the audience. So when you come back on, just make sure you click off YouTube. And that's about it. But yeah, I just, this is so random. This is so impromptu. Really, what I should be doing right now is finishing what I've been doing with my kitchen cabinets tonight. But, I'm concerned about stuff. I'm a little bit alarmed about the energy that I've been feeling lately. And I'm worried for our kids. And not in the same way that like Boozy is worried for kids or whatnot, but like legitimately worried on a global worldly scale. I'm worried about us. I'm worried about our kids and what they have to look forward to. Let me hide that. Um as a parent, I feel like if I would have known what I know now, I feel like I did not adequately prepare them for what this world is possibly turning into. And that frightens me too. And I don't know if other people can see it the same way that I see it, but am I bugging right now? Is the world not like doing something special? I'm so afraid. I'm being very ginger with my words right now because I don't want to be labeled as a conspiracy theorist or, shadow banned on YouTube with only 70 subscribers, if that's even possible. But there are things that are happening right now. Oh, here's Tito. Tito, it says your device is not connected. Oh, there you go.
We good?
We're good.
Okay, but I mean, making some good points because right
Mm-hmm.
now they are pushing this gay agenda on so many black people in America, and I'm scared where we're going at. Where do you going at? Because if you want to say that you're against a gay agenda, you're homophobic. What does that really mean?
Well, what do you think? What is the gay agenda, Tito?
Hey, look at little nasty X. Hate to call him that, but why are we pushing that to our kids' minds? You can't even see a good TV program without having some kind of gay stuff happening. Where'd that come from? What's going on?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you just said with the what? Ebony? What?
No. It's just like they're pushing so much stuff down our throat that we can't even fight back. And I'm wondering about how can black people succeed in this country because we're
Okay.
not unified.
So what I just want to make it clear that I understand what you're saying right now.
Yeah,
You
I'm trying
feel
to get a
like
better mic.
no, you're good. I hear your audio really well. I just want to make sure that I can understand what you're saying right now. So the gay agenda is preventing black people from making progress. And
I feel that way. I feel that way
why do you feel that way?
because I'm 50 years old, and it's like we're taking away from reproduction because it's supposed to be a man and a woman for reproduction. But I understand there's love for the same races or the same kind of people. That's fine. But we are not reproducing at a rate to keep up because we're 13% of the population and been that way for almost 40 years. Why is that?
Um I think you should expound. Why don't you tell me why that's the way it is?
Well, I really believe that most black men are in jail and we can't be fathers to our children or even reproduce at a rate that others can do if we're locked up. If we're locked up, how can we reproduce?
Hello, Ryan.
How,
Thanks for dropping by. Sorry, go ahead.
oh, you're good.
I'm saying hi to a guest. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. I'm just trying to figure out how do we come together as black people, not only for reproduction, not even our biggest problem is killing each other. How do we stop doing that?
The killing each other part is very important to me. But let's get into the whole reproductive aspect of how Little Nas X is potentially, the face of ruin of the Black community. Let me see if I can rock with you on that a second. All right. So if Little Nas X and gay men or the the gay community is
Yeah.
problematic for the building of the Black community, how do you feel about Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, all of these actors and athletes that decide to uh, expend their wealth and put it into white women and building with white women? Like, what do you think about that?
Oh, great question. That's wrong. It's like once you become an athlete, they give you a white woman. What is that about? I mean, I've seen that so much in my lifetime that it's ridiculous. It's like Denzel got a black woman and been with her for a lifetime. Samuel Jackson got a black woman. But it's like these new cats, it's like I made it, I'm gonna get me a white woman, or they're gonna give me a white woman. Not saying there's nothing wrong with that either, but it's not keeping our population up where it needs to be at.
Wait a second. So you're saying that there's not anything wrong with Black men being with non-Black women?
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong in that. But if that's your only take, if only thing you want to be with white women, that's the problem. I say that women and men should find love where you find love at with the opposite sex.
Okay.
If a black woman want to be with a white man, I don't care. But if you only prefer that person, that race, that's a problem.
I agree with that. I think that's more an indication of self-hate more than love of another person. You know what I'm saying? Like, how could you do that? How could you be like, I only deal with, Black chicks or white chicks or whatever. I don't mess with them Black chicks. That speaks to you and your heritage and your culture. I get that. So you think that homosexuality is a scourge on the Black community because it interrupts our ability to mate and procreate?
Of course, because two men cannot make a baby.
Okay. No, two men cannot make a baby. But what about if you have like two Black lesbians and two gay Black men, and they're like, let's make kids and create this loving, peaceful, communal environment where this child has everything. Y'all got the eggs, we got the sperm. Let's do something and make some beautiful Black children that'll be loved like nobody has ever been loved. Would that still be a problem by your logic?
Now that's weird. I never thought about that.
But it happens. It happens though.
If it happens,
yeah.
I've never heard of it. I never read about it. I never seen it. But if that happens, so you got two lesbians.
So you got like
gay guys.
Right, you got a married lesbian couple, right?
Right.
And let's say they all went to Howard University, right? That's how they all became friends. Okay. So you got a Black lesbian couple and a Black gay couple. They've been friends for years, but because of adoption issues with Black gay couples and all of that stuff, like they can't take in kids and raise them. They decide, you know what? You guys want kids, we want kids. Let's make it happen together and bring some Black children up in here and raise them up.
There you go. At least you're making Black children.
Okay. And it's a possibility. It does happen though. It's not like I'm not really speaking anything that doesn't happen. It does. So like in the Black LGBTQ spaces, these things do happen. So kids
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, they do.
But I'm just saying this. I don't agree with homosexuality. I don't agree with that. But I know in this space that we're in right now, that's a norm.
Right.
I'm an old man, so I mean I'm old. So I'm gonna phase
How
out.
old are you, Mr. Tito?
Oh, are you serious, Kev?
Yes.
I said 50. I'm 50.
50. Okay, I'm sorry. It's late. It's late. And I've
No, you're fine.
been
I'm
working on my
joking.
cabinets right now. But
I'm joking. I'm joking.
okay. You're not too much older than me, sir. It's all good. You know?
I got 3 kids. 2 will be 30 in, let me see, January. 1 will be
Okay.
23 in February.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's what it's
And
nice to have
whatever
grandkids.
lifestyle they choose, I don't care as long as they're happy, as long as they make sure they're safe.
Okay. I agree. But that's the problem right now. How safe are we? This is the topic at hand, like this weird sci-fi anti-black dystopian culture that we're in. Whether you're gay or straight, as long as you're black, we got some problems right now.
Yeah, we addressed that earlier when I said that the problem is this. We talk about how we're going to build together as black people, but we're killing each other on an everyday basis. Now,
Every
I don't
day.
believe that thing to say black on black crime. I don't believe that because it's white on white crime.
That's right.
But ain't nobody trying to stop that.
It doesn't stop that, right?
But we need to be our own stewards of helping our own community.
I agree.
I do believe this. Back when we had segregation, we were more together then than we are now.
You know what? I actually do agree with that too. You know, and you know what's interesting about segregation in that era, and even before the Civil War, after the Civil War, during Jim Crow segregation, even the church was better.
Yeah.
Because the church used to be a hub for activism.
It was a sanctuary.
Right. And now today it's just capitalist drivel, prosperity pimping and preaching.
Yep.
You know, abusing the church members, even the kids at times, you know, sexually, financially, all of that, right?
Right.
What and I think that's something that integration did. I think the integration kind of ruined the black church and what it initially stood for.
Well, I'll say this. I say that money ruined the black church. Because like we had Eddie Wrong, they had I can't say Creflo get them dollars, but you know,
Lord.
they want the money.
Yes, they do.
They even had a TV show by the LA pastors talking about God said, "Get me a G4." Really?
Oh, I remember that one. I saw that.
Really? And that's what God told you to get a G4?
And didn't Creflo wanted an airplane, right? You wanted
a G4.
He wanted the G4. That was him. Okay. Yeah, I remember that. That's crazy. And he got it, didn't he?
I don't know because I don't care. That's wrong. That is so wrong.
It is wrong. It is wrong. It's always wrong to manipulate and exploit the vulnerability of people, period, across the board. You know? And he's working with people that don't make as much money as him, but they want to be like him. It's prosperity preaching, I think they call it. Like, who's that one dude that looks like a CGI, that white dude? Like, he don't even look human. You know, he locked them people out the church. What's that dude's name? During the flood, and they were like, "We need to come stay with you," and he was like, "Fuck y'all niggas." Who's that dude?
It's not
Joel Osteen.
Joel Osteen.
Right.
Joel Osteen. Yes.
Yeah, that dude. So, but he's in the same vein.
And makes millions of dollars.
He does.
And he's actually preaching.
He's not preaching.
He's just talking about well-being.
He's just talking about well-being.
I mean,
No.
anybody.
I don't even know if he's talking. You know what? He's not talking about well-being. What Joel Osteen is a motivational speaker with a crucifix around his neck. That's what
Exactly.
he is.
Exactly. Because if I can be charismatic and get on a microphone and have thousands of people come to my audience and give me money, I'll be well off. But I'm not teaching anybody anything. I give them words of inspiration.
You sound familiar.
Huh?
You sound familiar.
Like what?
Your voice changed up real quick. Huh? Like what? Your voice changed hella quick.
Nah. Who I sound like?
No, I'm trying to pinpoint it, but your voice sounds a little bit familiar right now.
I don't know.
No?
You gotta tell me.
I'm asking you, bro. Do you wear sunglasses in your videos or not?
I have no videos. I'm not even on YouTube.
Oh, that's good for you. And I'm barely on it. I'm still trying to understand how it works so that I can create an actual show, But right now, I'm just, hanging out here, figuring out how these live stream works, talking to folks.
Well, the question is, what do you want to put out? What do you want to promote?
I don't want to talk about that right now.
Oh, okay.
So, all right. So, outside of, what we spoke about, how, homosexuality could be the scourge and end of the Black community, but then you just learn that there are homosexual Black couples who are lesbian and gay that get together and make Black children, right?
Right.
So, what do you think? What else do you think what could be affecting us as a whole?
Education. Because I really believe that we are learning the wrong things in school because we're learning somebody else's history.
That is correct.
We need to learn our own history. Imagine a school where you walk in and you see Charles Drew, or you see Harriet Tubman or Sojourner Truth, people on the walls that you can relate to and learn that I can be better than this. Or even Barack Obama, who didn't do a lot for us, but have Black faces in the schools. Have a more African American studies in classes. And get rid of this crazy music that we listen to. I blame a lot of music also. Because when I grew up, we had different genres of music. The music now is talking about the same thing. I got so many hoes. I'm doing so many drugs. I done killed a whole bunch of Black people. Where does that lead us at the end of the day?
Man, listen, it leads us in not very good places, There's this argument about the arts. It's very much like a chicken and the egg argument, Does art imitate life or does life imitate art? And it doesn't even matter, because if art has been created long enough and life has been lived long enough, either one is going to influence the next generations, So it's a moot point when it comes to an argument in terms of the arts. But I see what you're saying. Continue.
Because when I grew up, we had, it was a big thing called rap, but we had different kinds of rap.
A big thing called sir, I've never heard of no rap. What the hell is rap? A big thing called rap? I never heard of it. Tell me about it.
Yeah. Rap is when you take your lifestyle and put it into words and song and rhythm.
I'm
you can tell. Say again.
I'm being facetious, sir. I'm born and raised in a pond.
Back in the day, we had Public Enemy. If you want to some knowledge, we had Rakim. If you want to
Correct.
clown around, we had a man who just passed away. What's his name?
Bismarcky.
Biz Markie.
Mm-hmm.
We also had smooth stuff. We had Keith Sweat.
Well,
Who else
Keith
we
Sweat
had?
wasn't really rap though, right?
No, he wasn't rap. He wasn't rap. But no, we had different things. We had
Mm-hmm.
love songs. Where the love
Yes.
songs at now?
Where are the? You know what? That is a good topic for the show. Where are the damn love songs? Where are the love songs? Everybody's trying to get over on each other, or play each other, or be better than each other, or they're crying for each other in these deep-seated toxic relationships, and it's just like, where are the love songs when it's just like, hey girl, let's go for a walk on the boardwalk, girl. I love you. I love your hair. I love your eye. Where's the stylistic?
Yeah. Remember Houdini? One Love.
Yes.
Even Force MDs.
The Force MDs. Oh, Tender Love. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
All that is gone now.
Ugh, that was the joint. Tender Love. Oh my God. I
So
was
right
little
now,
when that came out, but I knew that was something special.
tell us where you live at.
I live in New York City.
Okay. So you went through the whole rap battle. You went through the whole love. You went through all that up in New York. You in the Bronx? Brooklyn?
Well, no, I live in Brooklyn now, but I grew up in the Bronx and Harlem. So, yeah.
Yeah, so you witnessed a whole era in rap and Aussie hip hop.
More than you understand. Like literally, Slick Rick, when I was growing up, used to live 4 blocks away from me. And
a children's story.
A children's story, Slick Rick. And what's his face? Whatchamacallit? Eric Sermon used to date my friend. Yeah, he used to date my friend's sister. He used to always be on my block. My uncle was really cool with Eric B. My first tape was actually given to me by Eric B. I was really young. And he pulled it out of his trunk and it was paid in full. He was talking
Eric B's my dude.
Mm-hmm.
Eric B's my dude.
Eric B and Rakim.
Then Tupac.
Eric B and Rakim and then Tupac?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's cool. Yeah, I like Pac. You know, I never really got that into Pac. I think at the point when he started blowing up, I was deeper into the underground. So lyricism was a bit different. And I think the lyrics that Tupac had, they were good, they were great and informative. But for my taste at that point, they were kind of rudimentary. You know,
so you like Wu-Tang, Mobb Deep?
I liked Wu, parts of the Wu, because you know Wu is big. It's like a whole universe, right? I liked Mobb Deep, you know. I liked Dell. I liked West Coast stuff, you know. Hyro, Far Side.
Okay, Far Side, yeah.
Southern stuff, you know. I liked Goody Mob. I liked when Outkast came out. I was all over them.
Hey, that Outkast, that first one.
Hi, Rodney Sadler. Thank you for stopping by. You made it to a live. Thank you. No, I like all the Outkast albums. All of them.
What's your favorite one, though?
ATLians.
Okay, see, I'm down here in Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm from the South.
Okay. My people are originally from the South, so I'm with you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, Outkast, Outkast, Goody Mob.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we get off subject now. Let's get back on subject.
Okay, yes.
I'm sorry.
It's
so where we at
now? We're at how I probably made a bit of a mistake by doing a live when I should be working on my cabinets because I got company coming in like 10 hours. But I'm doing a live anyway. We talking and it's fantastic. We're talking and it's fantastic anyway. It's cool.
What happened was I caught you watching a video about Polite.
Ugh. Yes.
And I saw you going live. So I was like, she had some new information.
Yeah, I don't really
That's
have
why I
any.
checked in.
Yeah, no, I don't have any information about Polite at all. Like the title of the video, I think speaks to like, are we in season 6 of Black Mirror? You know, like I don't. I'll be honest with you. Like I follow Max's legal presentations because I like the way that he lays it out, but I'm not necessarily interested in a lot of the people. Like I think Polite is he's a fascinating character. He's because he is a character, but I don't really have anything to say about that dude. I thought he was creepy when I first saw him 10 years ago, and I think he's
Right.
creepy now. I don't really have nothing to say about that dude. And this whole thing is not a surprise to me, but like Max says, you know, I'm just going to innocent until proven guilty, you know, and it
Right.
don't look
Right.
good because he got like
It don't.
DNA
It don't.
evidence.
It don't.
So
It looks nasty.
it looks very bad.
It looks nasty.
It looks bad.
Because I went to Zion Lex and checked on his live stream, and somehow they had the court trial live, and I watched it.
Okay.
And that, oh man, 46,000 for bail, and they're trying to increase it.
That's not really that high, given what his charges are, because
Right.
he could actually dip into his alleged $100,000 petty cash to like go against the bloggers and whatnot, press charges against the bloggers talking about him or whatnot. He can go in that and just pay his bond out. It really ain't that big of a deal for him. You know
Right.
what I mean?
I'm glad you said that. And I think it should. Matter of fact, I think it should be revoked, and he should go to jail.
I can understand that. I can understand that.
That's a child.
It is a child.
And you do this.
You know,
and then you're gonna promote yourself on a video like all this don't matter. He's not getting off on, no matter how it looks, he's guilty. I don't care
if he's not guilty of that, he's guilty of other things. That much I'll agree with. Like defrauding the community, he's sure guilty of that. You know what I mean? But the thing with karma is that, these dudes out here, they've been getting away with stuff for so long. And it's only a matter of time before they slip up and end up in Polite shoes. And he's not going to be the only one. I know this because their egos are huge. They think they're too big to fail, and that's not the case.
The question is, how do you see it? How do you find out before you get caught? How do you find out who is a snake? Because think about everybody who's done it. Even preachers, they get paid so much money, and we know these snakes and still get paid. So how do you find out who is a snake? What is the test?
I don't know. I mean, it's just perception, intuition, street smarts, common sense. I mean, there's so many different things that you could do. Like, actually, I think common sense is the biggest one. Somebody's talking, they ask you for money, you give them money to say what they're going to do, what they're talking about, and they don't do anything with it. And then the next thing you know, you're short money, and this dude is still talking until the cows come home and it's produced nothing yet. I mean, it's just really just common sense. It's like, I don't really know why people are struggling with this shit. Right. It's you're clearly a hustler. In Polite's case, I don't know that much about him. Like I said on another live, my extent with Polite is I was, talking to some dude some years ago, and he used to send me Polite videos to try to groom me into polygamy because he was already married, right?
Really?
Yeah, man. Yeah. And that's all I know about Polite. Like but then what I started watching and noticing about him, and this is my observation, I'm not saying that this is true or this is legit or anything like that, but what I noticed about Polite is after he started sending me, that dude started sending me those videos and stuff, and I started looking him up, he gave me strong pimp vibes, because it really wasn't about family building or this polygamous family building. It was more about him showboating and doing other things. And the next thing I know, he has like white chicks and Latina chicks. He's taking pictures with Kylie Jenner. And that's when it hit me in my head with my street smarts. And this is just me making an assumption. This is not true. This is just my opinion, my observation. But I think Polite is a sex trafficker. Straight up. Straight up.
Well,
And that's why he's in his problems right now. And if he does get his charges dropped, whoever does it needs to be looked at too. Because that dude or woman, whoever drops his charges, might be a client. And that's what I see in Polite. That dude's a sex trafficker.
Yeah, they seem like a pimp. That's what they say. I see some videos of him doing some off the wall type stuff. If you're supposed to be a person of culture, of being a person of developing the black woman is God, why are you smacking it on the ass? Why you get your woman showing her ass and titties on your Facebook page? What are you doing? Are you selling? Are you promoting? What are you doing?
He's selling, but what he's selling is not what people think he's selling. And you could tell, especially like end stage Polite, like I'm calling this end stage Polite, but like the years leading up to this moment right now, it's so pimp. It is so pimp. He looks like a pimp to me.
Yeah, he does like a pimp, don't he?
He does.
I'm sorry. I know pimps, or I know pimps. I've seen pimps. This nigga like a pimp. I hate to say the word, but he like a pimp.
Yeah, he does. And he acts like one too. And then there was one moment, I don't remember what I was reading or watching. It was about the mother of the girl that was assaulted by Polite, or allegedly assaulted by Polite, but I think we all know better. But, allegedly. And she said something weird to me. Out of everything that she said, the only thing that stuck out was they were on the road. What the fuck are you doing on the road during COVID time in 2021?
With your 14-year-old
daughter? What's happening?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who does that? I understand
what are you thinking
about? I understand that schools were not in session for a lot of the time. And I could see like, a single mom struggling and figuring out a way to bring her kid with her to do what she got. I want to know more about the relationship between Polite and her mother. I don't believe that her mother set her up to be in that situation, because it was also stated that that girl was always with her mother and never alone with him. So she was protecting her daughter, and the circumstances that, from what was reported, the circumstances that allowed her to be around that dude, the daughter wasn't supposed to be around that dude like that anyway. And he kind of snuck in and from what I understand, I'll do this for you. I'll bring her down to dinner. Next thing you know, she's at the club and back in the hotel room and getting assaulted.
Wait. Right there. That's the problem. What grown man takes a 14-year-old girl to an after party?
Pimps. Pimps do.
And that's the problem. And then you end up in a hotel with her, giving her drugs. They thought you were semen on her. Her mouth swollen. They got drugs in her system. What's really going on?
It's just very sad. It's very sad all around.
No matter how it looks, Polite is done.
It's very sad all around. It's very sad.
And don't get me wrong, I thought he was a very smart brother. Very smart. But you don't do that. You don't do that.
Most narcissists and psychopaths and sociopaths present themselves to be extremely intelligent, and that's how they're able to seduce people, But when you get to that point, when you could kind of peep game in the beginning, you can see what they're doing, like before everything comes to a head, you know? And like I'm just giving my opinion. I'm not saying this is his situation. This is solely based on my observations of Polite. Like that dude always rubbed me the wrong way, and he got strong pimp vibes. And especially when you got dudes that keep their faces that clean like that, that's it, and they're always around women. That's them trying to project the fact that they are younger than what they really are, you know? And that makes me, I don't know, he's always a weirdo to me. Always a weirdo. But, good, best of luck to him. I hope, the little girl gets the justice that she deserves, especially since there's allegedly DNA evidence. Like, come on, man. I know what it's like to be a 14-year-old girl, and I
I
couldn't
know
even imagine.
I hope she's the therapist she needs. She will need some therapy after this.
She's going to need a lot of therapy, a lot of support to get past it. Because the thing with situations like this, which I try to express on another live stream, is that women and girls hold on to the experiences so long, while men who are the perpetrators of it, they just treat it like it was something that happened and they just move on or whatever. But these experiences change us, they mold our lives. And especially when you're as young as 14 years old, especially if she was a virgin. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
my sister told me about an account that happened with our grandfather. Now, I
Mm.
was in the home at the time.
Uh-huh.
That happened with her.
Mm-hmm.
And that still resonates with her. And
Mm-hmm.
my father almost killed this dude for touching my sister.
Oh no.
You're not gonna do that to her.
Mm-hmm.
And that tells a lot about my father's character.
Mm-hmm.
But it tells a lot about my grandfather's character. Not my
Right.
biological. But he was like my stepmother's father.
Right,
But it
right.
told a lot about his character and what he may have done when he was younger. And my son was
Right.
only 12 years old at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But my father handled that. It was that going down in his house.
Right.
And so Polite need to be treated the same way. If he is innocent, okay. But if he's guilty, put him under the jail.
I agree with that.
And let him get dealt with.
I agree with that completely. Sorry, I had to put my Cash App up, y'all, if y'all want to support the channel. Or support the growth of my cabinets in the kitchen. Perhaps I can hire someone to do it for me in the next 3 to 4 hours and get that shit done.
Call Umar Johnson. Call Umar.
Could you imagine? I couldn't even imagine calling. Ugh. That brother could barely tie his shoe. What the fuck he gonna do up in my house? Oh Lord, that man is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Let's just get back. You got with me first. I got with you now. Facetious.
Facetious, yes. Just be this facetious, man. Like, it's just ugh. Oh, I just don't even like thinking about Umar. Every time I see him, he looks like he smells like, oh, just like somebody put some speed stick across a codfish. That's what like Umar looks like he smells like to me. That nigga.
But see, that's where I fall short. Because it's like, how do we prove to our people we want to be sincere when there's so many scammers out here?
I don't know, brother. What we got to do is not put so much stock in them. And with with good platforms that are able to point it out and educate people, I think we could do better. There is one thing that I want to do for sure on this channel. I was thinking about doing some balance hippie meditation stuff, but I'm like, fuck that. I'm in Brooklyn. I don't
But guess what?
man, I'm rough as fuck.
But guess what?
What?
If you're gonna do meditation,
I don't want to do that.
fine. No, I'm sorry, meditation, finance, education. It's not gonna get any views. If you go
Right.
to controversy, arguing with people, you get so many people in here.
Yeah, I don't want to do all that though. I
I know
gotta
you don't, but
find like
it's so stupid. But that gets views. That's
okay.
so stupid. It is
Mhm.
stupid. I gotta argue with somebody or downplay somebody to get views and donations instead of education.
Mm.
If I can show you how to pick a stock, if I can show you how to build life insurance or some kind of platform to help your family, oh, that's boring. I don't want to
Mhm.
hear that.
I
But
swear to God, you sound like conscious energy.
who is conscious energy?
I I'm just saying it's a YouTuber. Your voices are very similar.
I never heard of.
Okay. All right. Very simple. Just like it's the candor that you have. It sounds very much like him. So I don't know.
I will look him up, but I'm not him.
Okay, cool. Where you at? Where what city you in, brother?
I'm in Wilmington,
North
North
Carolina.
Carolina.
You did
Yeah.
say that. You did say that. Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm trying to think of where that is.
Oh,
Is that
North
close to
Carolina.
Durham? No, no. Is that close to Durham?
No, I'm on the coast. I'm on the coast, baby.
Ah. Oh, y'all got like hurricane problems over up around there when
Are
it
you serious? We love hurricanes.
happens. Y'all don't have flooding and stuff like that?
Well, it's like this. I can deal with a hurricane because I know when it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Earthquakes, you don't know. Tornadoes, you don't know. Hurricanes, I got time to plan.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's very true. Not like here in New York, you know. You
Yeah, y'all
hear
just got
about
hit.
it.
Y'all just got hit with a hurricane.
We not really. We got hit with rain. It was like light tropical storm. But the problem here in New York is that whenever you get a lot of rain, period, you're at
Island.
it's islands and you're at risk of flash flooding.
Yep.
So once that sea level rises, once it decides to, and you think you're straight driving on the road, everything looks good, then all of a sudden, that's it, you know? So it's we know that it's a possibility, but some people are still freaking dumb enough to try to drive around anyway when they shouldn't be. Like, I don't know why they do that, but they do.
See, we built for this.
Mm-hmm.
We're used to it.
Yeah, here I think in New York, the majority of people that died with the last flooding, it was actually really sad because a lot of them were living in basement, low-level apartments.
Right, right,
So they
right.
got stuck in their apartments and the flooding went down. But I think it was only like maybe 12 people. Don't quote me on that number, but it wasn't anybody on the road as far as I know.
But still, any bad life is a bad life.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. A bad life is a bad life. Hey, you guys, if anybody wants to hop up and join the panel and speak your speech, I'm going to stay on here for about another, I don't know, I'll give it to 3:30 and, try to get back on my grind. I don't think I'll be sleeping tonight. You know, people come over your house and you have to be a
Three
hostess and whatnot.
at
That's
3:30. You come to
no, they're
3:30.
coming. They're coming tomorrow. You're silly. They're coming later on Saturday. But like like I ain't with I'm such an introvert and a hermit. I just rather just like be left alone. But sometimes you got
So
to
am
do
I.
what you got to do. You know.
Hey, I love being alone. I love it
Mm-hmm.
because I
Mm-hmm.
was married for 17 years.
How did what? Why did you what? How did that go?
Oh, it
Okay.
was good. We grew apart.
Oh, that happens. That happens a
Yeah, yeah,
lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're still good friends, but we're still good friends.
Oh, that's really good. That's
We
really
still
good.
we still talk. We raise our kids. We're still good. We're still good.
Oh, I like that. That's really nice. Y'all are friends and everything. And your
Yeah.
kids are grown too, right?
My kids are old as hell.
My oldest is 21, and she's all young and in the world and being great. And she stopped by tonight for dinner. And I thought she was going to help me with these cabinets, but she went up and left and went out with her friends. And I was like, okay.
Well, who cooked?
I
Who
did.
cooked? Who cooked?
I cooked.
What'd you cook?
They were leftovers. I made like
No, that's not cooking. That's warming up.
I did, but I did also make some pierogies to go with the meal because I didn't have a side for it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so but like she wanted the soup because my chicken soup is notorious. So I heated some of that up for her, made some pierogies, made some smoothies. She ate some brownies that I made Tuesday. And then she left.
That's kids though.
Yeah, I know that's right. No matter how old they get, they always come back home for mama cooking.
But they come from your cooking, they come from my money.
You know what? They come for both with me, the cooking and the money. The cooking and the money. Oh gosh.
My son said, hey Pops, I need some money, I can pay you back Friday. I said, well look, I'm gonna give you $50. Don't worry about it because you're not gonna pay me back.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
You're not paying me back. I know
You ain't giving me nothing. You ain't giving me no damn money.
Right.
I don't even take it. Like I'm just like, I know, don't even say it. Don't even say it. Just take it.
Just keep it.
Mm-hmm. That's good parenting.
But let's focus on your station.
Okay.
What's your next point?
My next point. I just want to bring people on here that I know that are doing amazing things in their communities, but they're not out here like asking for donations. They're just straight up doing it because they love to do it. You know what I mean? And I think that's something that we need to see more of is like people that aren't on, under the spotlight that are doing these phenomenal things. You know what I mean?
One thing I believe is this. We need to have our own way to, like back in the day, they had something called a green book. You ever heard of Green Book?
I'm very familiar with the Green Book.
So we need like a YouTube Green Book where if I want to get some drawers, some toilet tissue, some laundry soap, it's all Black people communicating on these YouTube streets.
Okay.
And people can link up.
All right.
So why not do that?
I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I don't want to do that. I'm not interested. I've done it before. I'm not interested in doing it now. And I know,
I tried it on Facebook and it failed.
Same here.
I understand.
It's just like then the whole politics and people and it's way too much. And I don't have that kind of bandwidth, brother. You hear what I'm saying? Like I don't want to deal with it.
So what's your goal? What is your goal?
My goal is to show people that there are folks out here that actually fucking care, who are not out here hustling us. You know what I mean? That's one of the goals, but that's something that I definitely want to show on this platform because I know a lot of extraordinary people, and not just in the Black community, like the indigenous community. I know amazing people. You know what I mean? In the Asian community, I know amazing people that are doing things, and they got that. So, like, just kind of like hearing everybody's stories and seeing what people are doing to affect change. You know what I'm saying?
But you're promoting.
Kind of promoting, but more so, I just want to show people that not everybody's trying to hustle under the name of activism and revolution. There's like legit people out here doing stuff.
Agreed. Because my little brother, he is so. You gotta have a black code, a black flag. Like, man, shut up. until you can stop us from killing each other, don't talk about that.
That's nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about internal accountability. Everybody wants to deflect it onto white supremacy. But I tell you what, more women, black women have died in domestic violence situations and more black men have been killed by cops. Nobody wants to talk about, and I'm not even talking about the shit on the street with people shooting everything, and that's another story. But even just the basic fundamentals, things that allegedly folks want to uphold, like the black family. Why are so many black wives and mothers getting killed right now? Why?
Over dumb stuff. Over dumb stuff. It's like, I got this partner. He killed his old girlfriend for dating some dude that he didn't like. Now I say shoot the dude, don't shoot nobody at all, but he shot the girl.
You know what happened here in New York? This sister was coming home from her baby shower. Her ex-boyfriend showed up to start beef with her new man. And she tried to break it up, and he ended up shooting her in the head. And she died, and the baby died, and he shot her in front of her 6-year-old daughter.
That's stupid.
It's crazy. But no, we're worried about shit like who got on a skirt and who got on pants. I don't give a fuck about that. If there's little girls out here and little boys, children, watching the violence that happens in our homes and on our streets, that's more problematic than worrying about how, XYZ wore a skirt instead of pants. That don't mean nothing in the grand scheme of that. Them kids ain't thinking about that.
They're not.
They're not thinking about that. They're more worried about, like, okay, my mom is gone. My dad is in jail. I'm out here in foster care. Nobody gives a fuck about me. They are not caring about nobody in a damn skirt. I mean, like, let's just be real with it. I think social media gives people an opportunity to,
I'm not gonna say social media. I'm gonna say just society in general, because you can't even watch, like I said, you can't even watch a TV show without even seeing some kind of gay stuff. They're promoting this. They're putting it in their face.
I'll say this. I have a son. He's 14, right? Mm-hmm. Well, he will be soon. And that's my buddy. That's my little homie, right?
Right.
And I think sexuality, period, whether it's gay or straight, isn't something that kids need to be seeing on TV. What? And but nobody seems to have a problem with the straight stuff, because that's been going on forever. You know what I mean? There's always been sexual innuendo with heterosexual people, or even freaking innuendo with pedophilia. Straight pedophilia, gay pedophilia, just pedophilia, period. Like, Looney Tunes had so much ass play that it's ridiculous. And when I look back on those videos now and those cartoons right now, I'm like, these motherfuckers, Bugs Bunny was a damn sodomist, for real.
Well, hold on, but wait. Mm-hmm. Now, back then, it was not homosexuality.
No, it wasn't. It was framed in the context of sexuality, period. I wouldn't even put a gay or a straight on it. It was like, why are you promoting this kind of sexy stuff to little ass kids? And
who's a skunk that got canceled? Who's a skunk? What's his name?
It's Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, he got canceled. You gonna cancel a skunk for doing? He was trying to have sex with a cat.
And the cat didn't want it. That's the problem. That's the problem.
They were different species.
They were different species, but it's also a testimony about consent. Because the cat was like, no, and literally running away from this skunk, like get away from me.
But the cat wasn't a male. He was a male cat. He was a female cat.
Female cat and a male skunk, and the male skunk did not understand consent and did not understand the word no.
Did that? You're right. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
So this is what I mean about that grooming, you know. Anyway,
but even though I watched it, I never ran no woman down like that.
Huh?
I never ran no woman down like that.
Good. And that's an excellent example. You were never Pepe Le Pew. When a woman said, nah, I ain't fucking with you, you didn't keep chasing her, try to kiss her, wrap your tail up under her booty. None of that. You never tried it.
Move on to the next one.
No, move on to the next one. And the same could be said about kids who see gay stuff. They might see it, but that ain't them. My son sees gay stuff. You know what? He likes girls very much. He's not tripping over it. Does my son have any plans to wear a skirt? Nope. Does he even care about skirts? Nope. He don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But he knows what he likes. So saying that, you know, these cartoon images affect us to be a certain way, I mean, I think you kind of proved the point. You weren't Pepe Le Pew. You understood when a woman said no. So what's it to say that these kids today would be affected by?
Oh, what happened was I had a father in the home.
Mm-hmm.
I had a father in the home.
Quickly though, because my Mac is about to die out, and I'm about to shut up the live. Go ahead.
All right. No, I had a father in the home who, like, you know, you don't do this to women.
Right.
And showed me, look, talk to him. Be friends with him.
Mm-hmm.
Have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you got to do. And whatever happens, happens.
Mm-hmm.
But Kels, I appreciate it. I love talking to you.
Thank you. It was lovely talking to you, Mr. Tito Z.
And maybe we'll do this again.
That would be very lovely. You have a very good evening. And thanks to everybody that showed up to the live tonight. I hope it was entertaining. And peace, blessings, one love. And as my friend Identity Withheld told me, my new catchphrase is supposed to be, you heard? So, did you hear? You heard? Bet. One.